They built thriving communities, successful businesses, independent economies. But one by one, they were destroyed, not by accident, but by design. From coast to coast across America, these black towns rose against all odds, only to be wiped out in ways history tried to forget. Here are 10 black towns that were destroyed. Before many black towns even existed, Eatonville stood as a symbol of independence. Founded in 1887, it became one of the first self-governing black municipalities in the United States. It had its own mayor, schools, businesses, and a sense of pride. But as nearby Orlando expanded, pressure grew. White developers and political forces attempted to absorb Eatonville, restrict its growth, and economically suffocate it. Though not completely destroyed, Eatonville faced systematic attempts to erase its autonomy. It survived, but barely. After the Civil War, formerly enslaved people moved west, chasing freedom. Nicodemus was their dream. Founded in 1877, it became a beacon for black migration, promising land ownership and independence. But that dream began to collapse when the railroad bypassed the town. Without economic access, businesses died. People left. What wasn't destroyed by violence was destroyed by deliberate economic isolation. Colonel Allensworth, a formerly enslaved man, founded this town in 1908. It was built to be a self-sufficient black community, with schools, farms, and businesses. But then came the sabotage. The town's water supply was diverted. Officials ignored infrastructure needs. Without water, farming collapsed. And without farming, the town couldn't survive. Allensworth didn't fall to mobs. It fell to engineered neglect. In 1923, Rosewood was a quiet, thriving black town. Families owned land. Children went to school. Life was stable. Until a false accusation changed everything. A white woman claimed she was attacked by a black man. Within hours, white mobs descended on Rosewood. Homes were burned. Families fled into the swamps. The town was completely destroyed. No one spoke about it. Africville was a black community in Canada, built by formerly enslaved people. It stood for over 150 years. But in the 1960s, the government labeled it a slum. Instead of improving it, they destroyed it. Homes were bulldozed. The church was destroyed in the middle of the night in 1967. By 1970, Africville was gone. Over 400 people displaced. Many say it was racism hidden behind urban renewal. Today, Africville is recognized as a historic site in Canada. An apology came in 2010, and the church now stands again, rebuilt as a museum. Before Central Park existed, there was Seneca Village, a thriving black community in 1800s New York City. It had property owners, schools, and churches. But the city wanted land for a park. Through eminent domain, residents were forced out. Their homes were demolished, and in its place, Central Park was built, a community erased, for scenery. Oscarville was a prosperous black farming community, but in 1912, racial tensions exploded. After accusations involving black men, white mobs launched attacks. Homes were burned. Residents were forced to flee. Thousands of acres of black-owned land were taken. Today, much of Oscarville lies beneath Lake Lanier, a town swallowed, first by violence, then flooded to create a lake, erasing it from the map forever. Before highways and redevelopment projects, Durham had one of the most powerful black economic districts in the South. Haiti District, founded in the late 1800s after the Civil War, Haiti grew into a thriving black community with black-owned banks, insurance companies, hospitals, newspapers, schools, and hundreds of successful businesses. It was often called the Black Wall Street of the South. But unlike other communities destroyed by mobs, Haiti was dismantled through policy. In the 1950s, 1960s, under urban renewal programs, City officials targeted the area for redevelopment. Then came the highways. Interstate construction cut directly through the heart of Haiti, splitting the community in half. Businesses lost customers. Homes were demolished. Economic activity collapsed. What wasn't destroyed overnight was slowly broken apart through infrastructure and forced displacement. Today, much of the original Haiti district no longer exists in its original form, a thriving black economic hub, reduced to history through planning decisions. In 1898, Wilmington had a successful black middle class. Black citizens held political power. Businesses were thriving, but white supremacists staged a violent coup. They overthrew the elected government. Black leaders were killed or exiled. Businesses were destroyed. It remains the only successful coup in U.S. history, a government and a community wiped out overnight. Before it became a tragedy, Greenwood was excellence. Known as Black Wall Street, it was filled with banks, hotels, theaters, luxury businesses. Black wealth was thriving at an unmatched level. But success made it a target. Tensions were building. It all came crashing down in 1921. After a false accusation involving a black teenager, tensions exploded. White mobs invaded Greenwood. Over 1,000 homes were burned. Businesses destroyed. Airplanes even dropped explosives. Thousands were left homeless. Bodies never fully accounted for. Black Wall Street, one of the richest black communities in history, was reduced to ashes. These weren't just towns. They were symbols of what black independence looked like, and what happened to them wasn't random. It was systematic. And even today, many people still don't know these stories. But now you do. If you made it this far, like this video, share it, and drop a comment. Honor the legacy of the ancestors, those who built, endured, and left behind a history that deserves to be remembered.